Now it's time for the sermon. It will be short, but getting longer, and I'll post a picture to look at for people who finish reading more quickly than others. Please type Amen in the comments section below the post when you've finished reading, and then I'll know you're ready to move on. In the 14th chapter of his Gospel, Luke writes about a story that Jesus told. He says, "One of the guests sitting at the table said to Jesus, 'How happy are those who will sit down in the kingdom of God?' Jesus said to him, 'There was once a man who was giving a great feast, to which he invited many people. When it was time for the feast, he sent his servants to tell the guests, 'Come, everything's ready.' But they all began, one after another, to make excuses. The first one told the servant, 'Oh, I bought a field. I must go and look at it. Please accept my apologies.' Another one said, 'I bought 5 pairs of oxen. I'm just on my way to try them out. Please accept my apologies.' Another one said, 'Oh, I've just got married, and for that reason I cannot come.' Park that story one side for a moment. In the 1990s, I made friends with a monk, Tom Cullinan, who lived in a wood on the outskirts of Liverpool. And he wrote to me once, 'Look for the Kairos.' I'd never heard the word Kairos. I didn't know what he meant. When I looked it up, I discovered that the ancient Greeks had 2 words for time. One is chronos, which is what we normally mean by time, chronological. Events processing in a linear fashion, one done thing after another, ordinary time. Their other word for time was Kairos, which we might think of God's now moment. Kairos means action as well as time. It's like an actor's cue. It comes as an intervention, a shining opportunity. Elizabeth Gouge put it like this: "The days slip by, one after another, uncounted beads. But now and then comes one, rounded like other beads with dawn and sunset, yet bright with the significance of a lamp set at a crossroads." That's the Kairos. It offers us a chance to shift into a different level of reality, illumined by a new understanding. I think we are at present in such a time. Humanity is at a Kairos moment. What we choose now will set the pattern for our future. A chance is being held out to us. Will we take it? Today we've shared 3 texts from the Bible. First, the one where Mary met the risen Jesus on Easter morning, but didn't recognise him. She assumed he must be the gardener. Then, in the passage Grace read us, we heard how the risen Jesus walked several miles with 2 disciples, deep in conversation with them, and then sitting down to supper with them. And by the time they'd recognised him, he'd gone. And lastly, that story about the great feast, where people who had the chance to go to a wonderful party turned it down in favour of seeing to their chores and the ordinary duties of every day. These stories draw to our attention that you do have to be alert to catch the Kairos. It is fleeting. In his play Julius Caesar, Shakespeare puts it like this: "There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries." Here we are in lockdown, sheltering in place. Why? One answer is because, there's a pandemic. Maybe that is why the whole earth has gone so quiet. The seismologist can hear sounds always obscured before, and the animals have come forth, and bird song is no longer drowned out by traffic. Just a virus. Maybe. But maybe this is a Kairos moment, a last chance before the opportunity goes by forever, for humanity to gather the will and desire to love and heal the earth, to walk in ways of peace, to practice reverence and rediscover simplicity. We could do it if we want to. This time has showed us that. Maybe a refugee is not a stranger, but the Christ who joins us on the road. Maybe a care assistant is the risen Christ we do not recognise. Maybe a thankful return to business as usual, examining our purchases and involved in our private sphere of relationships, would amount to one great big missed opportunity. As Harry Williams said, "It is my Creator, come not to steal, nor to destroy, but that I might have life, and have it more abundantly." In this enforced isolation, as it holds out to us the chance to reflect and evaluate and reconsider, I encourage you to look for the Kairos. Setting aside for one moment the worries and preoccupations, the distancing and disinfecting, the financial fears and the grinning mask of death, ask yourself, what is the path the light shines on? And take that.